Good morning, students. Very good morning to one and all. Once again, I welcome all of you to our online lecture sessions 2020, Grade 5 English. So today we are starting a new block number 15, learning plan number 1 of the same. So the block number 15 is nothing but author's purpose. Learning plan number 1, My Shadow. So this is a poem which has been written by Robert Louis Stevenson. Okay, My Shadow. So let's begin the poem My Shadow. Before that, let's understand the aim and the resources and the key words. So aim of this particular session is once you complete the session, you will be able to identify the theme of the poem. Resources required for the same are activity number S1 from your activity or workbook, Exit English Reader, that is your content book, and notebook to write some questions answer. Keywords shadow, errant, and simile. Okay, so let's begin. Just see here, there is one riddle for you. Many times you must have seen many riddles. So today this one is for you. So there is one riddle. It is one color but not one size. It is stuck on the ground but easily flies. Though it is stuck on the ground but easily flies. It is present in the sun but not in the rain. But not in the rain. It doesn't harm anyone and feels no pain. What is it? Do you have any idea who is it? Okay, let's listen once again. It is one color, but not one size. It is stuck on the ground, but easily flies. It is present in the sun, but not in the rain. It doesn't harm anyone and feels no pain. And feels no pain. Who is it? Okay, just think, just think. Okay, have you got any answer? Okay. The answer is the riddle is talking about the shadow. It is one color. Shadow has only one color, but not one size. As we know that size get changed. It is always black in color. It changes its size during the day due to the position of the sun. It disappears at night. It is no human, so doesn't feel any pain. Okay, so this is the riddle. So like it only, we'll see one poem which has been written by My Shadow, in which a small child is there. What does he think about a shadow? Okay, we'll see it one by one. Okay, so let's begin. There is one more thing is there. Okay, he sometimes shoots up taller like an India rubber ball. My lazy little shadow like an errant sleepy head. There are few lines from this poem only. So the lines are like this. He sometimes shoots up taller like an India rubber ball. You can see the rubber ball. My lazy little shadow like an errant sleepy head. What does it mean? Okay. So what does this line means? Okay, this line is simply, you can see the poet has used similes in both these lines. Okay, to compare the shadow with a rubber ball and a lazy person. Okay, and with a lazy person. Similes are comparisons between two unlike things using the words using the words like as like, okay, and sometimes we use as. So two words are very important when it comes to simile. You will find two words are used. One is like and one is as, and there is a direct comparison. Okay, there is a direct comparison with two objects or things which are different. Like here, there is a person, he sometimes shoots up taller. Okay, like an India rubber ball. This fellow, this child sometimes shoots up. Okay, jumps taller like an India rubber ball. We know that when we just throw the ball on the ground, it starts jumping. Like that only that ball also jumps or shoots up. Okay, so let's check out with the actual poem. So already we have completed simile, so we are a bit familiar with this type of figures of speech. Okay, I have a little shadow. I have a little shadow that goes in and out with me. And what can be the use of him is more than I can see. He is very, very like me from the hills up to the head. And I see him jump before me when I jump into my bed. Okay, here this little boy is speaking about a shadow. Okay, so the poem is about a little boy who starts fantasizing about his own shadow. He's very good at observing the things it does. The little shadow is always by his side. The little shadow is always by his side. Further, even when he goes out, it follows him. He also notices the resemblance between the shadow and himself. Everything from head to toe is the same. Everything from the head to toe is the same in his shadow. You can see it here. He notices that sometimes that when he jumps into bed, the shadow gets in before he can. The feeling of his shadow following him excites him a lot. This boy is very happy with his shadow. Okay. The funniest thing about him is the way he likes to grow. The funniest thing about him is the way he likes to grow. Not at all like proper children, which is always very slow, which is always very slow. For he sometimes shoot up taller like an India rubber ball, like an India rubber ball. And he sometimes gets so little that there is none of him at all, and he sometimes gets so little that there is none of him at all. Let's understand this second stanza also. After that, one unusual thing is what the boy notices. The size of the shadow varies. You must have also noticed. Okay, just go during outside during afternoon time or evening time when there is still sunlight. Okay, and you'll find the difference between the shadow which you observed in the afternoon and in the evening. There will be a difference. It's because of the sunlight. Okay, so after that, one unusual thing is what the boy notices. The size of the shadow varies. He says that sometimes it grows tall and the other times it gets small in size. It is not like the normal kids who grow at a normal rate. This getting bigger and smaller excites the boy too. It is because he has not seen anything like this before. This is when he realizes that the shadow is not like other children. It does not have normal behavior. Its behavior gets changed according to the sunlight. Understood this much? I hope you must have understood all these words, each and every thing. Okay, I hope So, if not understood anything, please tell me by messaging or by calling me. He hasn't got a notion of how children ought to play and can only make a fool of me in every sort of way. He stays so close beside me, is a cover you can see. How things shape to stick to, now see as that shadow sticks to me. One morning very early, before the sun was up, I rose and found the shining dew on every buttercup. You can see this flower. Okay, this is a buttercup flower, and you can see the dewdrops on it during morning time. But my lazy little shadow, like an errant sleepy head. Okay, he had stayed at home behind me and was fast asleep in bed. Okay, let's understand these two stanzas as well. First, let's understand some of the word. Buttercup, which is a plant with shiny yellow flowers shaped like cups. Okay. Errant. Here there is spelling mistake. Here it should have been E instead of this A. It is errant. Okay. Errant is traveling without any direction randomly. Okay. Notion means an idea. Notion means an idea. Correct. And last proper means in a correct or right for a certain purpose. Now let's understand the complete stanzas. Last two stanzas. He thinks that the shadow plays tricks on his mind. When the boy is playing, the shadow is always nearby. The boy even assumes that because the shadow is coward, it's not that courageous. Okay, it is coward. It does not leave him ever. Okay. Moreover, because the shadow stays behind and always follow him, this strengthens his assumption. At last, the boy's morning experience is told. He gets up early in the morning one day before sunrise. At last, the boy's morning experience is told that he gets up early in the morning one day before sunrise. So, what did he find when he woke up in the morning? The morning is beautiful and dewy, which you can see here. The dewdrops are there on the buttercup flowers petals. You can see the dew on every leaf as the sun is on the horizon. There is not much light around the boy. Thus, the shadow is not present. Being the a novice child that he is, the boy is excited as the shadow did not follow him for the first time. He assumes that the shadow is so lazy that it did not get up in the morning and is still sleeping in bed. He thinks so because the shadow always jumps into bed with him, so he assumes it is still asleep. Okay, he thinks like that. Maybe the shadow is also sleeping. Okay, so this poem is all about little children are fascinated, how fascinated they are with unknown things, and it displays their naivety and innocence in an adorable manner. It's just super poem. It's just imagination of a little boy. This poem has been written by Robert Louis Stevenson. It's the imagination of a boy about shadow. Okay. So, how does the poet describe his shadow? What does he compare the shadow to? Okay, think. Okay. The poet describes his shadow as a real person, which is fun to be. The poet's shadow plays with him, goes in and out with him, jumps like him and plays with him like a real person. He compares the shadow with a coward to explain how it never leaves him as if it is scared to go out. To explain how his shadow grows, he contrasts it to a child, saying how unlike it is like a child as it doesn't grow slowly like children. It suddenly shoots up and then disappears. It suddenly shoots up and then disappears. Okay. What feeling does the poem give you? What effect does the poem have on you? The silly comparisons of the shadow with other things make the poem very funny. The feeling or mood of the poem is happy and playful. It's a happy poem. Correct. So homework. You have to complete S1 as well as you have to use your fingers and make the shadows on the wall. Observe when does the shadow becomes bigger and smaller. Okay, that is the only homework for today. Okay, so just finish your homework and send it to me before 5 p.m. today itself. So thank you so much for watching this video with so much patience and care. Have a great day to all of you. Take care. Bye bye.